heart of Nigeria's thriving film industry, where stories spring to life through the camera's lens, an orchestra of sounds paints vivid portraits with every frame. Welcome to Sounds of Nollywood, a mesmerizing journey into the world of cinematic soundscapes. Across 5 gripping episodes, we extend an invitation to meet the virtuosos, the uncelebrated champions who painstakingly compose the layers of sound that infuse vitality into Nollywood's most cherished moments. Prepare to embark on a journey that unveils the concealed symphonies, the soul-stirring melodies, and the captivating rhythms that contribute to Nollywood's cinematic legacy. This is Sounds of Nollywood, where every note, every beat, and every sound narrates a story of its own. Strap in, for this is a sonic adventure like no other. Brought to you by We Talk Sound in collaboration with In Nollywood.
Hi, my name is Clement Kponu, aka DJ Klem, and I'm a film composer, sound designer, music producer, songwriter based in Nigeria. I'm a big fan of compelling stories. Something has to inspire the music that you're going to write. A lot of times you get the script before you get the picture. You have to be able to immerse yourself in that story. Ideally, what a film composer does is that they write the music and that music is then given to an orchestra to perform. We don't really have those kind of budgets yet in Nollywood. You can do things on varying levels of scale. I can sit down at my computer and use plugins and create something that sounds like a string orchestra with a bunch of people playing percussion and all of that. But at the same time, I can take it a level higher, get a violinist or a cellist or a percussionist to play on top of that music that I've written. That requires a higher budget. And if I want to take it to an even higher level, I can get rid of all the stuff that I made with my computer and get a bunch of string players, a bunch of all these people in a large hall, and get them to play and record everything at the same time. That will require a much larger budget. A lot of our producers and directors relegate music and sound to an afterthought. They've hired the best actors, they've hired the best crew, they spent their entire budget, and then they now get to post and they're like, it'd be nice to put music in this film, or who can we call? We have insane timelines. I famously did the entire score for Eddie T's Fishbone in 5 days. He called me on Tuesday and I delivered on Sunday. The timelines are ridiculous. Fun fact, not so much fun for us.
So in order to push out the best content for our subscribers, we need to determine his outfit for the album cover.
Like many things in life,
yes,
making great music is a process.
As far back as like 2005, 2006, I was doing music that ended up in commercials. And I did that for a while. I think for over a decade before I got my first taste of music for film, which happened sometime in 2014, 2015. A director approached me, Tolu Lortana, about doing music for his film. It was called Couple of Days. It was a great opportunity for me because I had never scored a feature film. The director was very gracious. It was his first film as well, so it was a learning process for both of us. I learned how to collaborate with a director. I learned how to understand the director's vision. I think I came out of that process a lot more knowledgeable about music in film and film sound in general, because I didn't just do the music for that film, I did the entire audio post-production process. Then after that, a couple of my friends were making a film, Isioma Osaje, Oke Uzweshi, and Yemi Morafa. So they reached out to me about doing music for that film as well. While I was working on that, Lortana called me about his second feature film. It was a film called Ajuwaya, the story about 6 coppers that go to a village that has like an ancient curse. And it was very interesting because those 2 films were like on opposite sides of the spectrum in terms of the genre of music that went into the film. From there, I did a bunch of short films. I did Eddie T.F. Young's first short film, Fishbone. I did music for that, Oga John, and I think I kind of went silent on Nollywood for like a year. Between last year and this year, I started to do a lot of TV stuff. I did music for Venge. I did music for the I Am Lakon reality show. I did some music for Judging Matters. And right now I'm working on the Africa Magic series, Refuge. I've done a bunch of feature films this year already. A Bag of Trouble, which featured Brother Shaggy. Then Biodun Stevens, Big Love, which had Timini and Bimbo Ademoye. It's been a really, really, really busy couple of years. I've learned a lot in that time. I've grown a lot in that time. And yeah, here we are. This is a film I worked on this year. It's called A Bag of Trouble. The film is about a guy that keeps getting into all sorts of trouble because of a bag of money that he was given. We wanted to reflect that in the music for the entire movie.
Hello. See you.
I think that my journey as a music composer is unique. I had worked with Wizkid, Mocheda, Moon9. But when I was coming into Nollywood, I was nobody because a director or a producer doesn't care how many hits you made. They want to know if you can create music that tells their story. Ni Akimolayan has been very vocal about how his music team elevates his movies, and I think that that's something that most directors and producers should emulate because these guys take the films to a whole other level. We have a lot of talented producers in Nigeria, but not a lot of them are venturing into music for film. To be fair, it's not yet as profitable as the music industry. I think that that's the next stage of evolution. You see someone like Hans Zimmer, who is known across the world. I really think that Nigerian film composers can get to that point where we are booking out concert halls to play our music. My favorites projects that I worked on. The first project on that list has to be Couple of Days because it was my first film. The score for that film is one of the most memorable pieces of music that I've written. Hawa's Choice from the Netflix African Folk Tales Reimagined project. I particularly liked it because of the story. It's a story set in the future. AI has completely taken over. The director said she wanted the score to sound futuristic but very, very northern. It was an interesting challenge for me. I think an honorable mention, because it's a project that's very dear to my heart, would be Editi Effiong's Fishbone. Editi is a very detailed person. He contacted me and he already had ideas and references for what he wanted the score to be like and what he wanted certain scenes to sound like. The more blockbusters we have in Nollywood, the more new voices we are going to be introduced to. Typical example is Tolu Obanro. He had an amazing year last year and he has carried that momentum into this year as well with Jagu Jagu and all of those other films. That's one of the things that I'm happy about. The sky is big enough. There are a lot of new composers, Emeka Onoha, Ayo Alade, Jakim, Joan Johnson. These guys are doing the work. And the more established players are still there. You still have guys like Trutogunlade, Ava Momo, Dr. Bayade Kwetun. As the industry is growing larger, these guys are moving higher up and they're taking people up with them. That's the beautiful thing about our industry. It's a very close-knit community. It's very much, oh, how can I help this guy? How can this guy help me? And I think that's one of the best things that could happen to Nollywood, to have a community like that that is focused on growth and progress. Hi, my name is Clement Kponu, aka DJ Klem, and I'm a film composer, sound designer, music producer, songwriter based in Nigeria.
This documentary is proudly presented by We Talk Sound in collaboration with In Nollywood.